Hello everyone, this is Maelstrom MTG back again with some Modern on Budget. Today we are talking about a pretty sweet list. We are going to be playing Soulmorph. Hopefully we can get some games in. I haven't been able to record a ton because finals week, but I am about to be able come like one more week and I'm going to be able to like record a lot more often. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sorry about the delays between the videos. It's college life is interesting. But I will make sure to get this video out today. I won't forget about it. So, but Modern on Budget, Soul Morph. We don't have a ton of Morph in this deck, but it's essentially the original concept of the deck because I wanted to do something cool with a new card called Biomathematician. But before we start off, this is one of our traditional Modern on Budget decks. It is under $100 on paper. I know that I've been doing some videos with $200 budgets. That's because like it's a stepping stone, and some people just have a bigger budget, but can't buy the entire deck. So this is a traditional, like a true budget deck. It's under $100, and I don't think I would really change a ton unless I was updating the mana base. Really, this is one of those decks that it was meant to be a budget deck. I guess you could, I guess you could try to add in some huge cards, but you would need a lot. The deck would just be a lot different. Anyway, starting off, we have Biomathematician, which says enters battlefield, create a 0/0 and blue fractal creature token, green and blue fractal creature token. Then put a 1 counter on each fractal you control. So I was like, okay, how can I get a lot of triggers out of this? And so I was like, okay, what if we played Soul Herder, which whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And then at the beginning of your end step, you can flicker one of your creatures, and that's a huge way to just pump up all of your fractals, and you're also pumping up your Soul Herder, and that's gonna build up very quickly if your opponent's not able to deal with that. But then I really tried to go further into green, and I love Bant as a color, but I really started thinking about what if we took Morph, right? So you place down Sagu Mauler as a for 3 mana, and then you it's face down, and then you flicker it with Soul Herder, and it comes back as a trample hexproof. Or you do the same thing with a Chroma. Now, those two cards are really powerful with Soul Herder, so I started thinking, okay, what if I go red? But there also wasn't a ton, so I decided, what if I just go Azorius and splash green for the Biomathematician, because neither of these cards requires a third color. So I'm really just splashing for the Biomathematician, and I still think it's really worth it, because I think Biomathematician is one of those cards that, like Saga Mauler and Akroma, like that you go all in, that's the way you're winning. Like if you get that out, that's a huge threat. Biomathematician is one of those slow burns that you can honestly have out even if you're not playing with, even if you don't have Soul Herder out. So we have those, but Saga Mauler is a hexproof trample, which is insane. Akroma is protection from a lot of stuff and flying trample, and you can pump it up. We don't have the ability to do that in this deck, but it's a very powerful card, and so those two cards being able to fit in here, I'm so happy that these are budget. Only one I was kind of surprised was Angel of Fury, but that might just be of how much has been reprinted. Then we have Charming Prince, which is enter the battlefield, scry 2, gain 3 life, or exile target creature you control and return to the battlefield. So that's going to do is you have to pay attention to when they come in, because Soul Herder is yes, it returns immediately. Charming Prince returns next end step. but this is another way we can flicker our cards. Wall of Omens, enters the battlefield, draw a card. That's a very good enter the battlefield, and it's a really good creature to block early game. Watcher Tomorrow, I considered putting a full 4 of in here. Hideaway, when it enters the battlefield tapped, and when it does, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Exile one of them face down, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library. And when this leaves the battlefield, you put the exile card in your hand. So you're going to be flickering this, and you're going to be getting more card advantage. I wanted a full 4 of, but it's only 1 toughness, and really, I wanted more space for other cards. We have Biomathematician as the original card of the deck. I almost wanted to call it like Biomorph or something, the deck. I might still. Deputy of Detention as removal, and the really neat thing is with Soul Herder, if you have Deputy of Detention out, and let's say they have 4, let's say they have 4, Soul Rings. It's not modern legal, but let's say they have 4 Soul Rings. You have Deputy enter with Soul Herder out, and then it exiles all 4 Soul Rings, and then Soul Herder gets +1/+1. Not Soul Ring. Let's make it a creature. Let's make it a Monastery Swiftspear. They have 4 Monastery Swiftspears, and you somehow haven't died yet. Deputy exiling all 4 Swiftspears. You got 4 counters on Soul Herder. Then end of your turn, you flicker Deputy. The Swiftspears re-enter. Deputy re-enters. But when Deputy got exiled from Soul Herder, you get another counter. Then Deputy re-enters, and you get 4 more counters on your Soul Herder. So, if you have nothing else better to do, flickering that Deputy can get a lot of counters on your Soul Herder. And also, if you exiled 3 Monastery Swiftspears and they play a 4th one, just flicker Deputy and have it re-enter and exile that 4th one. Okay, Restoration Angel as another way to flicker. Venser as a way to deal with counter magic or just other various spells. I really like that as a spell, but it also deals with permanents. Hexproof Trample, Trample Protection, Flying. And then this exiles another thing, and it has rebound, so you get extra value. Path to Exile as removal, and this is it feels like such a clean list, I'm not gonna lie. Then Field of Ruin, 1 forest, 4 pathways. I really love my pathways. Then some basics, Prairie Stream because we have basics, and then some temples. That is not supposed to be Temple Epiphany. This is supposed to be Temple of Enlightenment. Okay, there we go. It's Enlightenment. Okay, and so that was weird. But we have Temple of Mystery and Temple of Enlightenment as a bit more of like scrying. We can't flicker these, which is sad, but also they're just really nice because they allow us to scry on ETB, filter our deck, try to get us a Soul Herder. Our sideboard, though, has Ether Gust as combo and aggro hate, Celestial Purge as aggro and mid-range hate, Damping Sphere as Tron hate and Storm hate, Meddling Mage as just a general hate card, just a general hate card, and if we name the wrong thing, we can flicker it. Rest in Peace as a way to deal with all of those graveyard decks out there. Reflector Mage in case we need more removal or just want to be really annoying. And Cavalier of Dawn for more removal. You really could argue to put some deputies in the main board, but I don't know. I feel like if you wanted to just ignore Strixhaven, you could take out Biomathematicians and toss in Reflector Mages, and you'd have a pretty clean list still. But Biomathematician adds a win condition. It really does. You really see these creatures add up, and unless they kill the Biomathematician, then it's just going to keep adding up. And I'm going to tell you, through playtesting this deck, they focused more on Soul Herder, they focused more on counter it. Like they like against the control decks, they didn't even counter mathematician. They just, everyone focuses on the things that flicker, and no one pays attention to mathematician. And then once you get 2 or 3 triggers off of it, they're like, okay, now we're gonna kill it. And then it's like, okay, but we already have 2 or 3 triggers, and also we have an instant speed ephemerate. So I really liked it. It was a lot of fun, and I really hope that I can get some gameplay recorded for you very soon. Anyway, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.